Sometimes it seems like our favourite celebs have it all. They look amazing, they're talented, with huge houses, and have enough money to stay in those castles forever if they want. Yes, their world appears perfect and you may think that life is unfair to you. However, the truth is that there are some celebrities out there who lived through the worst upbringings but eventually came out strong. Let's check out some stars who had terrible childhoods. First up, it's Charlize Theron. Born and raised in South Africa, the actress and model didn't have an easy start. Theron grew up on a farm near Johannesburg with an alcoholic father. When she was 16 years old, her dad was so drunk he threatened her and her mother and even physically abused Charlize's mum. The situation got so out of hand that her mother had to shoot her father and kill him. Although it was legally declared self-defense and her mum faced no further charges, it was a heavy incident for the teen. Luckily for Charlize and her mother, there were plenty of friends and neighbours around to help them deal with the trauma.
You know, in Africa, we always say a child is raised by a village, and that's kind of a philosophy that I still carry. And my children, you know, both of them, when they came into my life, the first night they were home, my village was there. And, you know, that included the humans and the dogs. And I kind of, that was the philosophy that I wanted to raise my kids in, and also realizing that I needed that as a single parent.
Next up is Jim Carrey, who's no doubt one of the most successful and funny celebs on our planet. But he too had a dark time of things in his childhood. When his father lost his job when the future star was just a young boy, they had to live in a van for quite a long time. Jim started performing in local clubs to support his family, not knowing it would be an exciting career path for him. Today he's a total A-lister despite his tough past. As far as acting goes, Viola Davis is nowadays a true Hollywood powerhouse and has even won an Oscar. But her childhood certainly wasn't full of happy memories. Her family experienced significant poverty, and after relocating with her parents to Rhode Island in a bid to find work, Davis and her 5 siblings spent time playing in various dilapidated buildings, most of the time heavily rat-infested. She had to do awful things to get some food, including jumping into garbage bins with maggots to scavenge. So when Davis took home an Academy Award for her role in Fences, she was extremely grateful.
I can't believe my life. I grew up in poverty. You know, I grew up in apartments that were condemned and rat-infested. And I just always sort of wanted to be somebody. And I just wanted to be good at something. So I'm overwhelmed, yeah.
While Leighton Meester seems to have had a mostly stable childhood, the story of her birth is one that's worthy of gossiping about. Not only was Leighton born the daughter of a drug smuggler, even worse, she was born in a prison. Meester's mother was continually a target of police for her dealings in the exportation of marijuana. To make the story even more sad, the actress's father and sister were both thrown into jail for the exact same reason. Thank God Leighton turned out so well. Gossip Girl has nothing to whisper about her. Drew Barrymore grew up in the spotlight, born in 1975 into Hollywood royalty as part of the famous Barrymore acting family, and her childhood was marked by fame quite early. However, her youth was turbulent. She struggled with her parents' divorce, exposure to drugs and alcohol at a young age, and periods in rehab as a teenager. Despite these challenges, she developed resilience and independence early on, shaping her into the multifaceted actress and entrepreneur she had become. Rapper Eminem, born Marshall Mathers, also had a tough upbringing that later came to shape the tone of his music career. Raised by a single mother after his father abandoned the family, he faced homelessness, frequent bullying, and a sense of isolation that left him struggling socially and academically. This eventually led to Eminem dropping out of school at 17. Feelings of neglect and conflict greatly contributed to his anger and frustration. But combining them with a love for rap and hip-hop, the award-winning artist used music as a platform to address themes of pain, struggle, and resilience. And last but not least, it's Oprah Winfrey. She rose to fame with her daytime program The Oprah Winfrey Show and became the richest African-American woman of the 20th century. But it wasn't always all rainbows and sunshine.
I would say this, I'm a self-made woman, that's for sure.
Winfrey was born into severe poverty in rural Mississippi to a single teenage mother. She's always been very open about the fact that she was sexually abused as a child and became pregnant at just 14 years old, though the child was born prematurely and died in infancy. Some people credit her traumatic childhood for the incredible empathy she displays to her talk show guests. Yes, we often tend to think that celebrities are being born under a lucky star with lives free of the struggle that ordinary people face, But these examples show that that's far from true.